We are one adventure at a time. Dave, Carrie, and Rudolph. We are excited to start our third year of full-time living and traveling in our tiny home on wheels. Join us as we travel North America, exploring and sharing the beauty around us. Javelinas are a social pig-like mammal native to the Americas. In the United States, they are commonly found in Arizona and Texas. And a fun fact, a group of javelinas that travel and live together is called a squadron. Well, it's finally happened. A big dump truck came by and threw a rock chip. Looks like it hit it right on the edge. We put that mark on it to see if it's growing, and it's slowly growing. So we're going to try to put some super glue on it with hopes of maybe stopping it.
All right, we're going to put a new mark on it now to see if super glue works at all. Although you might have to go with the same color. I don't know if I can even see that one.
Okay.
And hopefully this will keep it from being a giant crack all the way through the middle of the window until we can have it fixed. But we'll see. How much confidence that you have that that's going to work?
That's going to work. I think so.
It's going to work?
There's a big chip right here, though. That's where it started.
I know.
I'm actually surprised it's taken this long for us to get a chip.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, we've had a few chips, but this one was a chip and a crack all at the same time.
Yeah, they hit hard.
That was a tough hit. All right, back on the road.
Back on the road. "250 miles southeast of El Paso, Texas, is Big Bend National Park. Established in 1944, Big Bend is the 15th largest national park, with just over 1,252 square miles, roughly the size of Rhode Island.
We've arrived at the southeast part of Big Bend National Park. This is the Rio Grande. Rio Grande Visitor Center? Yeah.
And there's supposed to be river access here.
And we're at the picnic area.
So we want to go see if we can find the river.
Oh, there's the river.
Look what Rudolph found.
Rudolph's drinking out of the Rio Grande. Hope that's pretty tasty.
See, this looks kayakable, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could definitely get your kayak out here. The wind might actually blow you upstream.
Okay, we gotta stop and check that out.
Yeah, we'll check, see what the rules are.
Today might be the only day if it's supposed to snow.
Yeah, we do have snow in the forecast, so. Big Bend is a giant national park, and it literally takes over an hour to get from one place to the next place. But there is more than one visitor center. They kind of have them spread out all over the park. So there is one over here on the east end. We're gonna go in there and check to see what the regulation is on boating and kayaking to see if we need to buy a permit or just get a permit.
Look what I got.
Oh wait, you already have a paddle and a life jacket.
You have to have an extra of each.
An extra?
You have to have 2 paddles and 2 life jackets for one person.
What?
Yeah.
So did you have to buy that?
No,
or?
it's a free permit.
Do you have to have that with you?
Yes.
Okay, and you got her like a handwritten permit or something?
Yes, that I have to have on me.
And did you tell me you have a passport?
Should I carry that with me?
No.
There are rangers on the river, and so they'll want to see that you have all this stuff.
Oh, really?
Did you see your radio? Yes.
Hello.
Okay.
All right, see you in about an hour and a half.
Okay. Testing, testing.
I have you loud and clear.
There is a lot of current here. Let's see how far I can make it. I'm still going up. I think this is gonna be my turnaround spot. I am not going to make it up that, and I don't want to end up in the bushes if I try to make it up that. Very cool though. The Rio Grande forms the international boundary between Mexico and the United States for approximately 1,000 miles. 107 of these miles is on the southern boundary of Big Bend National Park. The most popular kayaking destination in the park is Santa Elena Canyon, about 60 miles to the west. But today, I'm just happy to be on the river. There's turtles on the log. That was a fun excursion. There's the boys. Big Bend National Park is unique in that it has over 100 miles of primitive roads, perfect for the off-roading enthusiast or those who just want a more secluded camp spot. Old Ore Road is a 26-mile primitive road that was used in the early 1900s to transport ore from Mexican mines to Marathon Railroad Station. Today we are looking for one of 11 backcountry campsites on this road.
This is the campsite that we're staying at, or the campground. I don't know how you classify it, but it looks like a tombstone. La Nora, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And so when I originally looked at the map here, I saw the little symbol for a campsite, and I thought it was each one of those symbols was a campground. But it turns out each one of those symbols represents how many places there are to camp. So there's 2 of those symbols here. That means there's 2 places to camp at this campground. And some of the camping areas only have 1 place to camp. So this whole road's about, I don't know, 27 miles long. And there's a total of 10 places to camp. I wanted to take a little walk around here and just show you the area a little bit more before we leave. And we're going to leave a little bit early on this trip. The main reason is there's a storm coming with rain and snow in the forecast. And I think with a little bit of rain or snow, we were not getting out of here. So we want to kind of beat that, make sure we're back on the pavement, which is 5 miles away. Some of the other reasons are, like, it's a national park and Rudel has to be on a leash, and most national parks are that way, not all of them. And he doesn't have a lot of freedom to run around and check things out. So, and another reason I want to talk about is that this is a paid campsite and we're used to boondocking for free. We have found a lot of campsites like this that have been free. This feels like it should be free, but I can understand why they charge. And we're actually planning on having a campfire, and I got some food to cook on the campfire, but we're not going to be able to do that. No campfires allowed in this national park. So we knew a lot of these reasons coming into this. So it's nothing that we're mad about or discouraged about, but we knew it was probably going to be a short trip into here. And we're okay with that because this is one of those places that we wanted to see no matter what. We've heard a lot of good things about Big Bend, and I've really enjoyed our time here. But I'll say in all that, one of the things I'm kind of sad about is that if we had a 4-wheel drive rig that had high clearance, there is an area along the Rio Grande River that it's about 50 miles long that you could explore and camp right along the river. And I kind of feel like we're missing out on that. But that's the kind of things that happen if you have a 2-wheel drive vehicle. This area is beautiful. Check this out. This is February in the desert down here in Texas, and there's flowers blooming. And they're bright, bright yellow. I don't know what they are. Let me know if you know what they are. But that's a real treat this time of year. Good morning. So we got up early and we're gonna try to get out of here this 5-mile section before it rains or snows.
Which it looks like it's coming right over the mountain.
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable if we get out of here without a wet road.
There's 2 areas that we're really concerned about if it gets wet and muddy, that we're gonna have a hard time getting up. And I don't want to put chains on in the mud.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
Okay, let's go before it starts.
All right, let's hit the road.
We'll try to show you those areas when we get to them. This is probably our number one concern, is this hill. It's pretty steep. The PROMASTER is just over 8,000 pounds. And if you can see the road, it's hard packed. There's not really gravel on it. When that gets wet or muddy, it's gonna turn pretty much into ice. And you see the ditch on the side there? We don't wanna go slide into that. And he's making it look way too easy. As he goes around this corner, the road tilts to the left, and that ditch is where we don't want to be. All right, he made that look easy. Add some rain and snow to that, and that would have been a challenge for us. You made that look easy.
Well, if that road would have been wet, we would have not have made it up it. We've been up hills before where the front tires started spinning. That was really close to the limit, and that ground was smooth. And once that gets wet, it's going to be real slick. So I'm glad we got out of here early.
Yeah. This here is very concerning for us for a few reasons. One, it's steep going down, and as you can see on this side, it's rocky and bumpy. So we're going to have to take it slow. Two, we're going to pass through a wash. Now, if it had been raining, there's going to be water in this wash. And three, it's extremely steep going up the other side. And as you can see, it's smooth again. So when that gets wet, it's going to be very slick, just like going up ice. What do you think about that one?
We would have not made it up that hill if it was wet, because the surface was super smooth and steep. We would have just spun our tires and probably slid back down. And the other major concern is the canyon narrowed right there, so if it was raining and we had water running down it, the water would have been running really fast. You had to slow down towards the bottom to get over that rut, but if there would have been water in there, we wouldn't have even tried it. It would have been too dangerous.
We knew there was a storm expected. What we didn't know was that much of Texas was in a deep freeze. But at this moment, it was beautiful. Dave's gonna stay with Rudel, and I'm gonna go hike Santa Elena Canyon. It's a 1.4 round trip hike. I just passed a sign that said warning extreme heat danger. I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why dogs are not allowed to be left alone in cars in this park. But today it's a balmy 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect day for a hike up a canyon. Santa Elena Canyon is the most impressive canyon in Big Bend, with sheer cliffs rising 1,500 feet above the river. But the 33-mile Boquillas Canyon is the longest and deepest canyon in the park. The best way to explore these canyons is an overnight rafting and kayaking trip. Another reason to revisit Big Bend National Park. Is it just me, or does this hole in this rock look like a fish? There's the eye. I think we may have come to the end of the trail.
We're in southern Texas right now, right next to the Rio Grande River.
Come to Texas, it'll be warm.
And it's not very warm. It's about 32 degrees and the wind is blowing, so yeah. It's pretty chilly.
Yes.
The Rio Grande is not quite as grand as I was expecting. That's the river right beside us here, and Mexico is just right across the river. But I think that's because there hasn't been any water for a while now.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it low? Is it high?
It looks low.
So I got a question for you. So I kayaked the Rio Grande and I touched the rocks on Mexico side.
So does that count?
Does that count as I've been to Mexico?
I think so. Not only that, if the line is right in the middle of the river, you kayaked in Mexico.
So I've been to Mexico before you.
Yes, you have.
What you need to know about this park is it's huge.
Yeah, give yourself several days to explore, or plan on coming back a few times, because there's a lot of roads here and a lot to see.
If you come to the park and you want to camp, you will need to make reservations. I think the only reason why we got a spot is because it's supposed to snow this weekend, and people were canceling. Yep.
So if you camp on any of the primitive sites, they do require that you have a four-wheel drive because the roads are pretty rough. You need height clearance.
This is the one park where we really missed our Jeep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was nice of the ranger to tell us which road we could take to do the primitive backcountry camping.
Yeah, they could have easily just said, you don't have four-wheel drive, you can't go. And
it was pretty much at the ProMaster's limit.
It was at our limit.
What else? Cell reception?
Cell reception, yeah, it was pretty weak. We had just enough to make a phone call and a little bit of data, but don't expect great reception.
No. At the visitor center, there is Wi-Fi though, so that was handy.
Yep.
There are 2 or 3 gas stations in the park.
They're at the visitor centers. There's also a shower at one of the stores, but it is currently closed.
Yes, and we wanted to cross the river and go into Boquillas, but it was closed as well.
That was closed.
The hot spring was
closed.
So we will have to come back to Big Bend.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of trails to hike and a lot to see.
The other thing is the park is not very dog friendly. Usually it's really hot down here, so dogs are not allowed to be left in the car by themselves. They can only go on paved trails and anywhere your car can go.
Yep.
I think that's it.
That's pretty much it. We appreciate you subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please consider that. Hit that bell, and we will see you next video.
Happy boondocking. As we left Big Bend National Park, it started to snow. And little did we know what the next week in Texas had in store for us.
If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron, or check out our new merchandise at oneadvantureatatime.com. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.